Yes, hello, and thank you so much for joining me here at Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. All right, so what we are going to talk about now is this thing that I mentioned. I made this comment on a video not too long ago, and many people liked this comment, and I just thought I'd make a video on it. It's called Lust is fast, love is slow. Lust is fast, love is slow. Okay, but before we get into it, if you want a coaching session, you can email me at paul.wisdom_03 at hotmail.com, or you can send me a text message at 647-406-3057. If you want events, if you want to talk, if you have a question, if you need advice, if you're going through an emergency situation and you need my help, I'd be more than happy to assist you with your situation. And yeah, let me know. So yes, what we're going to be talking about is lust is fast, love is slow. Yes, and this applies to the narcissistic relationship. Okay, so what is let's first define what is lust. What do you think that lust is? Well, I'll define it for you. Lust essentially is when you have a feeling towards somebody, and that feeling is something that is for the moment. Okay, so what I mean by that is that when you have generally, if you love somebody, you want to take your time to get to know them, and you want to take your time to show your love for them through your actions, right? You want to show them, through gestures. You want to show them through things you do for them, right? That's generally what it means when you love somebody. But when you're lusting after someone, you're just focusing on what you can give them for the moment, right? So, how exactly does this relate to narcissism, the narcissistic relationship? Well, during the narcissistic relationship, you have to remember that, for one, narcissists are very transactional people, right? They only think about what can you do for them for the moment, right? What can I get from this person for this moment? And then, because keep in mind, that's why narcissists, when the relationship ends, right? That's why they're able to move on to people so fast. That's why while you're with them, while you're involved with them, that's why they have multiple sources of supply, multiple people at once. They're juggling many relationships at once. And many times it's relationships that you don't even know about, right? That's why they can do that, because they focus on what they can get from people for that moment. And once that moment is over, they just walk away from that person as if nothing existed, right? So if you're married to them, for example, if you've been married to them for a certain period of time, many times they just get up and they just leave you as if nothing happened. You could have been the best husband, the best wife to them, the best partner to them, and then boom, out of nowhere, they're just gone. And sometimes they don't even send you a message. They just disappear. They just disappear, and then you don't have any idea of what the heck just happened, right? It's because the narcissists, they only focus on the moment. They lust. Narcissists do not love. They have no love in them. When I was married to my ex narcissist wife, one of the things she said to me, when we were married towards the ending of our marriage, was, Paul, I never loved you, and I can't love, right? So that's what I'm saying, right? They can't love, right? Because she knows that I did a lot for her. I cooked, I cleaned, I paid all the bills, I took care of her, and I gave her everything that I could have given her. I went through hell and back for her, you know what I mean? And so after all that, boom, she just left just like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, narcissists, they lust. There's a difference between lust and love. She was just lusting the whole time. She was just looking for what could she take from me for that period of time, right? And then once that period of time is over, boom, she's gone, right? And like I said, narcissists, they don't have to be significant others, lovers, whatever. It can be your brother, it can be your sister. If you have a sibling, for example, right, and you do something nice for them, right? And then boom, out of nowhere, they just treat you like crap. They just treat you like nothing existed. Also known as object constancy. If you watch my videos on that, it's because they're just looking at you for what they can take from you for the moment, right? That's why lust is fast, because when you're looking at something that you can get for the moment, it's like a moment goes by so fast, right? That's why it's called a moment for a reason, right? It's because it's what happens right there and then, right? Once that moment is up, something new comes along. So that's why lust is fast, because a moment goes by really fast. But then love is slow. Love is something that grows over time. Love grows over time. Your love for a person or something, it grows over time. You're supposed to learn about this person, learn about their aspirations and their goals, and want to grow with them. You know what I mean? That's what love is, and that's what it's supposed to be, right? The world has it so that you should only focus on what you can get out of something or someone for that moment, right? And that ain't love. That's not what love is, right? That's not what God's love is. That's not what God's design is, right? God's design is that you love for who the person is. It's not that you lust for what you can get from that person. That's what the devil believes, right? He believes that you can just take from somebody for the moment, and then after you're done with them, you just walk away and leave them, right? That's what the devil does, right? He knows what makes you tick, and once he knows what makes you tick, boom, he does that same thing to you, and then once he's done with you, boom, he goes on to someone else and does the same thing. Then boom, goes on to someone else, does the same thing. Same thing with the narcissist, right? They leech onto you, they take what they can from you, and then boom, they go on to the next person. Boom, they go on to the next person, right? That's how narcissists, that's what they've been doing, all their lives. That's how they go throughout life, right? So my thing is here, and I'm coming to the end of this video, is that when you're in a relationship with somebody, like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be your spouse, your boyfriend, or your girl. It can be anybody, right? It can be your person in a hobby group. It can be someone you met at church. It can be your brother or your sister. It can be your mom or your dad, right? Focus on what their actions are. If in the moment they're treating you so nice, and then out of nowhere they're just cold to you, then you know that something is wrong, and you know that has nothing to do with you. It has to do with a person who doesn't have any love. Because normal people, they want to grow. They want to show their respect for you. Obviously nobody's perfect, and we all have our downs, and we have our ups and our downs. Yes, that's true. But the difference is when it becomes a pattern where where they build you up and then they drop you down, right? It's like a roller coaster of emotions, people call it these days. It's like you're taking super high and then you're being dropped super low, right? That's what the narcissist does, okay? And that's what it looks like when somebody treats you a certain way, right? And you can tell that they are a narcissist because, they look at what they can take from you, right? Like, so for example, guys, let's say that, I'll give you another example before I close the video. Let's say, for example, that the narcissist, this person that turns out to be the narcissist, they ask you for money, right? And I know that this is a thing these days. They ask you for money, and then once they ask you for money and then you give them the money, and they say they're going to pay you back, you don't hear anything back from them. They ghost you. They completely just go ghost on you. And days go on and you never hear back from them again. Why do you think that is? Well, it's because the narcissist was focusing on what they could take from you. But a person who loves you, and a true authentic person, will say, hey, I'll pay you back by this day, and I'll make sure I keep in touch with you as to when I pay you. And then that person ends up paying you back. And now you can develop trust with that person, right? And now that person is showing you that they love and respect actually go hand in hand. If you love somebody, then you have respect for them, right? But it's different levels, right? There's levels to things in life. You know what I mean? Like there's this and then there's that. You know what I mean? So that's how that really goes. That's how you know when somebody has your best interests at heart. When they know what they've asked you for, and they can be accountable, and they can give you that thing back because they know that they're authentic. Otherwise, the narcissist, who's not an authentic person, they will look at what they can take from you, and they will constantly take from you, right? And they will say, and then when you ask them for it, when you say to them for something like, well, you owe me this amount of money. I thought you were going to give it back to me. And then they say something like, oh, well, I needed that money to, to pay this person and that person, or I needed that money to take care of this issue. And then, and then you're like, no, that's not what we discussed. What we discussed is that you were gonna pay me back the money on this day. And then before you know it, now they've ghosted you, and now you know that you're dealing with a narcissist, because narcissists are parasites. They're cold people at their core. They're bastards. They're evil people that you don't want anything to do with. Right. So guys, guys, that's what you need to keep in mind. So yeah, guys, that's my video on less is fast, love is slow. If you have experience with this, let me know in the comments below. I really want to know what you guys experience. Like I said, I'm always trying to grow. I'm always trying to learn new things about narcissism. If you ever want, like I said, if you ever want an online session, you can email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com. And we can talk about it. Or if you want to, discuss, if you want to vent, if you feel like the person you are dealing with is in fact a narcissist, you're more than welcome to text me at 647-406-3057. If you want to call, just text me at that number just so that I know it's you and you want to talk about your situation, and I'd be more than happy and willing to help you. So thank you so much for joining me here today, guys, and I hope this video helped you out. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.